We knew that this would not be something that happened overnight, and we started out by saying we're in it for the long haul. We have had the assistance of the Board of Education, and I think maybe we have some of these people here today: Bill Ragland, Jim Crawford, Becky Jordan. Then we've had the help of HUD in putting this funding together with Pete Mentor and Dave Gallion. We've also had the town council and Mayor Orr, and we thank each of them for their support in this. We also have with us today our representatives, Steve Harrison and the others, and we're thankful to have them. Tim Armstead. We just appreciate all the help they've been to us in getting the funding together to get to this point. We also have Susan Pierce from the state, who's a representative here, and we thank her for her help. She's been very instrumental in getting funding through the state. Then we want to thank also, today we have Rebecca Roth from Senator Rockefeller's office. We also want to thank the Greater Kanawha Foundation, the Dr. and Mrs. Harper Foundation, the Coombs family, the Uncle Moore and the Moore family, the Gibbon family. 7 years ago, knew we had some people who wanted to tear it down, that it didn't need to be here, and so we looked at it, and with a number of the citizens from the area, everybody voted, and the vote was, we need to find the use for that building. And so we spent a lot of time searching for what is the highest, best use and will bring the greatest benefit to our community, and this is it. We also want to thank the state of West Virginia, the various departments there for their help. I mentioned HUD, also the USDA Rural Development, U.S. Department of Health and Human Resources, and then the banks for their efforts, Chase Bank in helping us get it off the ground early, and then Polka Valley Bank for coming in on the interim financing of this project. At this time, it's my great privilege and honor to introduce to you a man who has been with us all the way and supported this effort. And I want you to give him a great round of applause. The President of our County Commission, Mr. Kent Carpenter.
Sitting here next to our Congresswoman, Shelley Moore Capito, and I recall, I think our first meeting, Jack, and Congressman Capito, was about 7 years on this, 7 years ago. And if you remember, some people made fun of you. They made fun of this project, said it was a joke, it would never happen. Criticized me personally for wasting, I think it was $100,000. Eventually I wasted, I think, $300-some thousand. The school's a joke. The town was dying. Clendenin was on its last leg. You need to give things up. My goodness gracious, how in the world could you possibly waste money on an old building like this? Old buildings like this should be torn down. Wasn't that what you were told? I remember that. And what did you say? No, you got together. The community really is the one who deserves the credit for this, not the county commission. And with all great respect for Shelley Moore Capito, who provided the bulk of the money along with Governor Manchin on the state, it was really you, the people of Clendenin. It was a great project, and frankly, I guess you all know Kay Summers is stuck in New Orleans. She went down to watch the ball game. It's very hard to come to Clendenin and not be instructed where to stand, where to walk, what to say by Kay, although I guess if she was here, I would say this. I would say it because she's not here. I said the exact same thing. Jack, as much as hard as you all work in each one of your committee, she is a little dynamo, and I think we ought to give her a round of applause. I know her heart is broken because she couldn't be here for this, but I think we ought to recognize her. At this time, I wish to recognize the Clendenin School LP, Holly Wiedemann, President of AU Associates, and I believe also from the Cabin Creek Clinic, which of course is going to be an anchor for this project, Craig Robinson, Executive Director, Cabin Creek Healthcare.
Ms. Holly Wiedemann, I'm President of AU Associates, and we are the developers of this project. And somebody that I would really like to thank and draw attention to is Terrell Ellis, who, where is Terrell? She needs a round of applause. We got involved almost 3 years ago, and that was a result of Terrell introducing us to Jack.
Perhaps everybody is not aware of the new urgency brought to this project recently. To summarize quickly, there was a landslide along the Elk River on July 14th, and the current facility that houses the Clendenin Health Center was seriously affected. Although the building is apparently stable for the time being, the sewer service was destroyed, and we later learned could not be replaced. And then in 10 months to this new fine permanent home. It sure helps the morale of staff and our patients to be able to look forward to the results of this bold project. The project will foster collaboration by putting multiple services together on the same campus: senior housing, health services, community recreation, daycare, and emergency services. Ideas are already flowing fast about how these services will work together.
Timing is everything in politics, and this took politics. This took the combination of the governor's office, our congressional delegation, and certainly our legislative delegation to Delegate Armstead, and the county commission, and we wouldn't even be here before it really got moving along very good. It ran into some trouble with funding, like projects like this tend to do. And then, of course, the timing was great because the project's in the middle of the worst economic downturn since the 1930s. Nonetheless, we stayed the course. I recall getting very encouraging words from, I think, one of the individuals who deserves as much or more credit than anybody here today. That is your Congresswoman, Shelley Moore Capito, our next speaker.
That was put together 7 years ago. It seems like longer than that, Jack, but 7 years ago when we had those first initial meetings, honestly, it seemed like such a steep mountain to climb. As I was watching our American Legion gentlemen raise the flag, I don't know if you all heard the creaks in the rope as it was going up, and I sort of thought that's sort of like this project. Had a few creaks along the way, a few stops and starts, and big stops and starts. And as I look at this beautiful building that has now a new life, and this really needs to be here today to have played a part in seeing something that I think is quite remarkable. For those that Terrell and the other developers who work on projects like this all the time, you know that sometimes the visions in a small community way outpace what the reality will become. Because the funding, you get into a building like this and you've got all kinds of new problems and other problems that you could never have anticipated as you started through this project. But the folks here and Jack and Kay and the heart of the 25045 committee and others, the mayor and others, stuck with the vision because they know how important it is for everybody who lives here in the surrounding area. And so your vision never really outpaced your reality. You just did it in a very studied and factual and rational way to move forward on this. So I say congratulations to all of you, because this is going to be a marquee remake or refashioning or reuse of this building that can be used all across our state. Think about how many older school buildings are smaller areas where people don't want to move. I mean, where people are and don't want to move to other areas, where they want to be able to, for instance, in the rental or the elderly housing that's going to be housed in this building. Now folks are going to be able to be a part of their community that they've been probably their entire lives, or to move in here so that they're closer to their younger family members so that they can get the help that they need to live out and enjoy the rest of their lives. Now, with the Cabin Creek Health Center has done a wonderful job throughout this county. And I think that their ability to, I understand there's going to be a pharmacy here, physical therapy, and all kinds of other outreach services that I know you're providing at your other facility that almost fell over the hill there, but that provides this community with the access and the quality health care that we all deserve and that we're all going to be able to enjoy. So I'm really pleased that that is going to be an integral part of this building. And so I think this is kind of the way of the future. It's a grand piece of our past, but now it's going to take us and be a part of our future. And we couldn't do it without all the different stakeholders that are here. We couldn't do it without the vision of a group of people who felt passionate enough about the place we call Clendenin like this today. So congratulations to everybody here. And again, thank you all for coming out. Did you notice the sun did begin to shine right as we started? So the sun is always shining on Clendenin. Thank you.
House of Delegates, the Minority Leader for the state of West Virginia, the Honorable Tim Armstead.
Glad to be here today. It's an exciting day for Clendenin. Thank you, Congresswoman Capito, for all you've done, not only on this project, but for Clendenin. And I just want to say today that I think that all of you who may have attended school here in this building and have great memories of being students here over the years, well, it's wonderful that we can now use this building to create new memories and new positive movement for Clendenin, for things that people of Clendenin want to see happen here, people who want their children to stay here in Clendenin and stay in Kanawha County, that this is growth for this area and we're moving in the right direction.
Anyway, Kent and I didn't really agree on a whole lot of things, but I did everything he wanted. So figure that. And that's the way Kent operates. He always gets what he wants, but it's always good stuff. So anyway, thank you, Kent. I'm here today to thank you, congratulate you on this project. I know 7 years ago it sort of got the community development effort in Clendenin going at a meeting.
Ponca Valley Bank has money to lend, and we're ready to lend to support great projects like this and financing to customers throughout this region.
But it's a great project.